Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. You?
Yeah, good, thank you.
I'm
Good,
excited for
good, good.
this one. So, like last week, you chose the topic. Do you
Yep.
believe in ghosts? So we're gonna maybe stick with this kind of format. Um, and so today it's my topic, and I thought we could split this into two because there's kind of two sides to it. So I want to talk about the positive and negative sides of spiritually awakening. So I
Oh
thought if we
gosh.
can try and keep it short-ish, and then we can split it into two and have like a
Okay,
bonus one. Um,
okay. So we've got to try
yeah,
not to rub it too much. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So we'll try and keep it short if we can. But yeah, just wondering if there is anyone out there watching this, but maybe you have already had a spiritual awakening, or you might be thinking that you are going through one or
Yeah.
whatever. Just thought it might just be interesting to talk about the good things and the bad things. So, should we start and do this one as the positives?
Okay,
Do you want
okay.
to? Is there any positive things that have come out from for you? Maybe a few things.
Um, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is just that initial um clarity, or
Hmm.
it's hard to put into words, isn't it? But everything makes sense to a certain degree.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just you suddenly there's a belief that you've had or something you've been interested in, and then for whatever reason or how it's come about can be different for everybody, but you then feel like that belief is more than a belief, it's now a knowing. And
Yeah,
so it's
it becomes
something.
like it feels like to me like before you're kind of just walking around with like opinions and like things in life are happening to you, and then when you spiritually awaken, or it is just that sudden, like, yeah, like you said, knowing, rather than, and also feeling more in control of things rather than
Yeah,
everything just happening to you.
yeah,
That makes sense.
yeah, definitely. So I think that would be my, off the top of my head, the most. Yeah, it's an unbelievable feeling, it's a lovely feeling, it's the
Hmm.
best feeling. When I first when well, it was through the ayahuasca ceremony we did, and I just remember
Hmm.
that well, the first day wasn't great, but the second after that, probably for about 4 to 6 weeks, because you do gradually kind of get dragged back into life.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but that first kind of 4, 6 I didn't ever want it to end, and I'm so sad that that kind of real it's a feeling I can't
Like an
remember having
afterglow.
for.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. Maybe you don't have it. Maybe you have it when you're a child, when you've still got that like excitement for life and all that sort of
Hmm.
stuff. But that's how you feel, um, and it's an amazing, amazing feeling. And you just appreciate being alive. Everything's just incredible. So yeah, I think that would
Hmm.
probably be my first thing that comes to mind. Yeah. How about
Mhm.
you?
I think, yeah, I understand what you're saying about just suddenly like having the clarity, but for me, it's also like confidence, just
Mm.
having the confidence. Like I think we've said in a previous episode, the confidence to do this, for example, I would never ever have done
Gosh, yeah, yeah.
beforehand.
No,
Just
me
having the
either.
confidence, it's almost like, and again, like my spiritual awakening also came through the ayahuasca ceremonies and just kind of like blasting into that awakening. But since then, because it shows you who you are, then it's almost like you, and then like you said, you have that knowing
Mm.
of who you are. You don't doubt yourself. And then just, yeah, the confidence to be who you want to be. Like even stupid things like doing this podcast tonight. I've been working in the office 8 till 6 today.
Mm.
And then it's like, right, we're going to film tonight. So I'm straight back in, like, I need to wash my hair. I haven't put makeup on.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I would have never, ever, ever in a million years filmed anything, or like the stuff we do on social media. I don't even think about it because I just have that confidence that that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I'd feel like everything needed to be perfect, and I would have needed to, do you know what I mean? It would have been a whole, to do something like this, it wouldn't
Yeah.
have just been a back and forward conversation either.
Mm.
I would have had to write everything down and plan what
Yeah.
I was going to do and do
Yeah.
my hair, do my makeup, all of that kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
for me, definitely, confidence.
Yeah. And I think it's like you say with this, I think it's because it's so authentic. We've got such a strong knowing, I won't say belief, but what we feel, we're
Hmm.
so strong, so strongly, feel so strongly about it
Yeah.
that it's just everything else doesn't matter. Like you say, it doesn't matter about your makeup and your hair. And we're getting, to grips with the cringeness online, and but
Yeah.
because we're enjoying it and we believe in it,
Yeah.
trying to get through it. And you know that in the grand scheme of things, because you kind of realise, I guess, that life is so short and we're just here for this, you have a real it changes your perspective that you kind of think,
Yeah.
"Oh, sod it, like, who cares? Like, let's just go for it." Like, so what if someone thinks this or says that, or it just, like you say, I think it gives you that confidence.
Yeah,
It's
1,000,000%.
so
What about you? Anything else? Positives?
I think linked to that, I guess, is it kind of opens up a new, for me, like quite an exciting life and future. Like
Uh-huh.
we've obviously we're doing this. We've got plans for the future. It's just opened up something that was never there before.
Yeah.
That now feels like, I don't want to say it's a hobby 'cause that's a bit, but there's just, I don't know. I feel like there's just stuff I want to get my teeth into, and
Yeah,
I
it's like
love
our passion. It's
reading
like our
and
passion, and we
yeah,
could see like, oh, actually, you can make your passion your life. Like that's what
yeah,
we want to
yeah.
do with this, really.
Exactly, and it's just, I just love it, and it's just given me something, it's just, I don't know, it almost feels like it was missing, and now it's clicked, and I'm like, "That's that's what it was," I've
Yeah,
always
that
had
kind
that.
of feeling that there's more.
Yeah, and now
And I feel like
now
so
I
many
know.
people have that. Like I
Yeah,
was always walking around being like, God, there's got to be, and like even now that we're still working in an office, not doing this like full time, which would be the dream, but it's almost like, okay, no, but I can see. Whereas before it's like, what is that longing for
yeah,
more? Like, what is it? And I believe now that it's like when you're not on your path, like this is our path, this is what we should be doing. We
yeah,
were always going to meet and do this. That's what I really, really believe. And that
yeah,
feeling before is that you're not quite on the right path. Do you
yeah.
kind of think that?
100%. You almost, I don't know, not that you don't fit in, but there's just, I don't know, there's just something that you just don't quite, I don't know, everything's so superficial, or maybe it's just the people that I was around. No, hang on, that doesn't sound very nice. I think just, yeah,
No, I know what you mean though. You're not within your right
yeah,
because it's not your right path. You're with it's like wrong people, wrong place.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like when I
Nothing
look
wrong
back
with
at all
those
different
people.
jobs I've
Yeah,
had a million different jobs because I've just been scrabbling around, like trying to blame the job and this, that, the other. But
yeah,
and then you're like, yeah, again, around people that it's just like, no, it's just not the right fit. And this is like, I think spiritual awakening it is that kind of like everything falling into place. I
yeah,
know where I'm meant to be, but it
yeah,
throws everything up in the air. And that's why it can be quite like,
yeah.
said all over the place.
Yeah. So no, I think, yeah, it's not that there's anything wrong with different people. It's just that, yeah, I've felt a lot that I love in-depth chats. I love nothing more than, talking about space, why we're here,
Yeah.
ghosts, or anything. I love all that. I can't, a lot of stuff I'm just like, oh, it
Small
doesn't,
talk. Yeah, it does. It limits
yeah.
your like
Yeah, I don't mind,
tolerance.
I do like a bit of small talk and I like a bit of gossip and all that, but I love proper a good chat. And I think that's why when you meet someone on that level, like when we met at work, there's just something, isn't there, that you're just like,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
this is different. I don't know. You just kind of feel a different connection, which I'm
Yeah.
sure people can relate to, because it's a thing, isn't it? Where when you meet someone, you think, God, where have you been all my life? Or,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's why
it's
it's
so
meant to happen at the
easy.
right time. Like the
Exactly.
fact that we can just come on here and create this, and we knew we'd be able to just having that conversation because this is all we do every time. But it's
Yeah.
easy. Like we don't have to like now we've got to the point where, we don't need to edit all of this because it's just one long conversation because it's so easy. But you can't have that with everyone. And
No.
that's why it's sometimes awkward talking to some people, isn't it? When it's like you don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Um
So, yeah.
yeah. I'm
Any
just
more
trying to
your
think.
end?
The main thing is also the healing side for me, like, wanting to feel happier in myself, my little side. Um, that's been huge because I think we've said in a previous one as well, but I lugged a lot of sadness around. But again, you don't know, I didn't know what all of that was.
Yeah,
So working on different things, but again, that's come through the ayahuasca ceremonies I've done. But it's all linked. That's where the spiritual awakenings come from. But the
mm,
healing has been amazing because there's so many things, like big and small, that I have carried around with me. And it's like
yeah,
I literally cannot think of my life now before
mm,
this because I
mm,
was honestly like really struggling through most days, like just feeling that, but just not knowing how to process
Yeah.
it all, if
I
that
remember
makes
you
sense.
telling me
Oh,
that.
I'm fine. But it's
Yeah.
like, no, you're obviously like now it's like, God, I was like, I
Yeah.
feel so much lighter and obviously things come up now, but it's like all of that's up and out of me, which has been like the
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
amazing thing.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember you saying to me that how you, when I met you, that you were in a completely different place to how you were like the year before. And I remember
Yeah.
thinking, I can't
Because I
imagine you're
think
any
I
different. I
because
just
I
can't.
think I just started going. I'd been to a couple of ayahuasca ceremonies where, like, or I just was going when, like, as we kind of met.
Yeah.
So you've only kind of known me since I've been like, oh my God,
Post- Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and previously I probably wouldn't have come across, I don't think, as someone that was had all this sadness and stuff. But that's probably because my whole life, you like mask things,
Mm.
don't you?
Yeah, of
Which
course
sounds
you
really
do.
like sad to say out loud, but that is, what it was. And I always
Yeah.
have kind of
100%.
like struggled through.
Mm.
And then, yeah, so that's been huge for me that
Yeah.
I don't wake up with that feeling anymore.
Mm.
That's gone. And then, yeah, like I said, now got this confidence. Now I'm on the right path. So it's really, really changed my life, which has been
Mm.
amazing.
Mm. Yeah, I think actually leading on from that, something that I found really, really helpful. So obviously had the spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it, and then
Hmm.
sort of start looking into stuff more and trying to what you've seen or felt. You're trying to understand what it is you've seen and
Hmm.
felt. So what kind of came to me through like reading and watching stuff, and you kind of have to just make your own what sits right with you, and what kind of sat
Yeah.
right with me or resonated with me or felt right for me was this sort of thing that we're all souls that come down
Mm.
to learn lessons in life basically, and that
Yeah.
kind of made sense to me. I don't know why, but it just, when something just clicks and you think
Hmm.
that's it's just kind of where my mind feels happy thinking, I just think that's what it is to me.
Yeah.
And what I've read a lot of is that your soul chooses your life. So it chooses
Hmm.
your parents, it chooses, the lessons that you need to learn. But that's why you're who you are. That's why you
Yeah.
go through the hardships you go through. So you choose certain parents, which some people think, oh my gosh. But anyway, I've actually found that really, really helpful in my life because in a way it's kind of given me a feeling of strength. Like I knew that I could handle this because life has its
Yeah.
ups and downs, and it certainly has. And I just it's kind of given me something where I'm like, oh, this was always the plan, and it's actually weirdly made it just easier. Like I can accept it because I'm like, it was
Yeah.
meant to happen. That's what was meant to happen, so that I could get to where I am now, so that I
Hmm.
can then improve even more, or you know become a better person, learn the lessons I need to learn. So I found that really, really helpful, like especially like choosing the parents bit. Um, I don't have a relationship with my dad, but it's made me think if it came up, which it probably wouldn't, but if it did, for us to ever have a conversation, whereas before I would have been like, no bitterness, but no, it's not for me,
Yeah.
that ship sailed. Whereas now I'd possibly be like, maybe there's a lesson in that. Maybe there's something
Yeah.
that I need to learn. Maybe I need to show some forgiveness and wonder why that happened. And maybe there's something he
Hmm.
needs to learn. I don't know. It kind of it's completely changed how I think and feel about the things I've been through, and it's made me feel better about it and more accepting rather than being like boo hoo, that was difficult, that was awful, why me, blah blah blah.
And
I
blame and
got
all of
this
those kind of
different.
things.
Yeah, it's just like, no, that's what my soul was sent down here for, to
Yeah.
learn, and I'm doing it and I've done it, and I think I've coped, done well or whatever,
Hmm.
gone through it. um
Yeah.
so I
And
think
look
that
at your
for me
lovely
is,
life now, and you can,
yeah.
yeah, I totally believe that. I've had messages through in the ceremonies I've done, the ayahuasca, that have basically said that I've had a lot of messaging around like, you chose to come here, remember? And it always kind of says to you like, remember? Obviously,
Oh
I know
really?
we're not meant to remember, but yeah, we're
Yeah.
meant to come here, and you chose your life. You chose your life. So yeah, a lot of messaging around that. So I also believe that now, that we did choose this, and it's so difficult, and obviously everyone goes through difficult situations, but I also believe that it's lessons. And then when you look back, like you said, at things that have happened, rather than thinking, oh, I'm so unlucky, or how did this happen, because everyone in the world has, on different scales, but different things that they've got to deal with. But when you can look at it like that, oh, hang on a minute, okay, it is a lesson. And say, like you said with your parents, your dad, and then you think, well, if we both chose to come here to teach each other these lessons, as difficult as it is, then it does bring some peace, because you think, oh, hang on a minute, and maybe we can come through this. And I don't know, but it's so difficult because everyone has such different situations, and it's not as easy as to think, but I think forgiveness is a huge thing, and it does bring peace.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
No, it's nice.
yeah, really nice. I think we've got so much out of it, haven't we? And we're still, I mean, I guess what we've experienced was, I've only, done one thing, but it was pretty major. So I just think,
But then you work on it
things,
every day. You've been working on, if you think it's not just doing, the ayahuasca, it's really every day, like us doing this, and it's like it's getting it all out of you, isn't it? And
exactly.
the last thing I was going to say is actually, as well, because of all of this, I don't, not that I ever had a fear of dying or what comes next, or I never really did, because I've always thought, oh, I believe there's something, but I didn't like that not knowing. And it's not now like, oh, I know exactly what's going to happen, but that the fear is gone, because I think, oh, okay, now I have total belief in something more than us, whatever that is, but it's just giving me, but that goes back to confidence again, confidence in this life, confidence that everything's a lesson, just to have the best time we can, be yourself, follow your true path, and just get out of your own way and all of that. But when, the time comes, because again, like you were saying with the choosing your life, I believe that how we head out is probably already sorted and arranged, if you know what I mean, like maybe that's already planned in, so it kind of, then again, that gives you peace, because you think, well, okay, just do the best we can here, be the best person you can be, and that's that.
I was listening to, it was either a podcast or a book, I'm trying to see if I've got it to hand, I can't remember, actually last night, about dying, and it said apparently, I'll tell you what it was this one. Actually, I've just remembered, I'm sure, the Fern Cotton.
Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that book.
She interviews people, and I can't remember which bit I was reading, can't remember which chapter, but basically she interviewed, I'm sure it was this, because I'm sure it was last night, but anyway, and she was asking one of the guests that she was interviewing, and it was something about death, and they said there's generally 3 times throughout your life that you could die, but if you haven't finished, if you're not ready to go, your soul won't let you go until you're ready. I don't know if that's, some people probably
That's
think,
interesting, like near-death experiences, people do have those experiences, don't they?
Yeah. But then you kind of think, well, what about people that are really young? And it's a really
I
difficult
don't
one, isn't
know.
it?
Are you going to bed? We are.
No,
We're recording on here. You want to say good night?
Good
you'd
night.
be a guest,
Good
wouldn't you?
night. Yeah, you can
Star of
be
the
a
show.
guest one time. How about that? All right, love you, Elsie.
Night. Oh, so
Annie came
cute.
down earlier, and I was trying to be like recording, but I saw her making a beeline. Bless her. Yeah, it's nice, and so there are so many positives, but I do think we should also mention the negatives. So I think if we stop there, unless is there anything else you wanted to?
No, I think we've covered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we've covered the main things. Just
Yeah. It is a beautiful thing, but it comes with its difficulties. So we're going to now, we're going to do an extra episode this week, which is going to be the negative side of spiritually awakening. So we'll get into that now.
Okay,
All right.
cool. Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.